studying all these ideas about forces and all this stuff with Newton's laws, and you guys have been really good about learning just sort of along with me for the fun of learning it. But people really use this stuff to do work. One of the I think, Jill, isn't your dad an engineer or works in construction, right? Yeah. So like people who, maybe you have parents or family members that are do engineering, or maybe you want to be an engineer. That's kind of what this kind of physics can help you do, is like build machines to do some work or use some physics principles to help you accomplish a task. And the thing we're going to try to accomplish is moving really heavy stuff without having to work very hard. Okay. So I put in a little picture here of a little monkey using just one hand to lift a really big elephant. And I'm asking a few questions over here. By the end of Saturday, you'll be able to just immediately look at a picture like that and answer these questions. So like by the end of Saturday, you'll be an expert about how pulleys work and how forces can be used to lift heavy things. So my questions are, is this even possible? Could the monkey lift the elephant with one hand by having this particular system of pulleys?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to find out. And then the second question says that the monkey is applying a force, but then I'm asking, but how would a system of pulleys like that help him use forces to lift the elephant? So I want you to be able to pick apart what it is about the system that's really helping him. Okay, so then at the bottom of the page, I have two sort of washed out up here on the screen, but that's okay. I have two images of two stick people lifting the same kind of box, but they're using two different systems. So this first person has a rope over a pulley, and they're pulling it to lift the box. This other guy has two pulleys, and the rope is looped around the system a couple times. Okay, and so that's exactly the question. Bradley said, does that make that easier? So by the end of Saturday, you'll be able to look at a picture like this, and you'll be able to answer that question, and you'll be able to tell me mathematically how much easier or harder a certain system would make the lifting. Yeah. All right. And most of the time we see pulleys drawn like how they are in the cartoon, where it's like a wheel. Okay? But pulleys don't have to involve a wheel. So today we're gonna try a pulley system that doesn't involve any wheels. Okay? And we're going to use ropes and sticks, and people that climb mountains or that go rock climbing, they create pulley systems with just ropes. Just by like tying knots and creating loops, they can create a way to pull like their equipment up or pull up an injured climber just by creating a pulley system out of their ropes. So today we're going to do this with just ropes and sticks. So I need 3 people to come up and help me. Holy smokes, so many volunteers. Okay, so, whoa, let me have Helena. Come on up, Shell, come on up, and Jaden, come on up. Oh! Did you fall under there so that I don't injure you?
Oh, she injured you.
Okay, so instead of hanging somebody from the ceiling, although that would be cool, we're gonna tip our whole system on the side. And instead of trying to move something like lifting it, our movement is going to be about sliding. We're going to try to slide one person by creating a system.
Yeah, we are going to do.
Yes, well, but it's pretty slippery in here.
Yeah.
So Jaden and Jill, let me have you guys stand facing each other and holding on to these sticks facing each other.
I feel like I'm going to be going somewhere.
Okay. You're going to be pulling. You're going to be the muscles of this system.
Oh, what?
Yeah. You'll train.
Awesome.
Okay, so lift up your hand. Okay.
I am. She's saying, I am. I just remember the
Lift up your hand again.
What? Looks like you're about to play a game. You are. What happened to me? That's a lot.
Okay, Helena, come stand behind Jill and hold that rope. Okay, so don't pull yet. Just hold on to it. Okay, so here's what we have going on. We have Helena is going to be the pulling force. This is what's pictured on your back of your diagram. Jael and Jaden are both going to try to hold the sticks in the same spot that they are right now.
Oh gosh.
Okay? So, but I want you also to be talking when Helena starts pulling. I want you to be saying like, oh, it's pulling me harder or softer. Like, tell us what you're feeling with your arms. Okay? And how about if you guys, for right now, how about if you spread out just a little bit more?
Spread out.
Okay. And if you start to get hurt, like if you get rope burn or if it's pulling too hard, say stop and Helena will listen to you and will stop. Because we don't want to hurt people. Okay? Okay, so let's just see what happens. Helena, see if you can pull
Do I
somebody.
do it like slowly or like
Just try to pull.
He's already playing.
So what are you feeling? Talk to us. What are you feeling?
She's pulling me.
Hard, soft?
Don't pull me.
It's actually not too hard, but
What about you?
it's sliding my
It's sliding my feet.
Sliding your feet? Like you're not strong enough?
Show some.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, wait, don't sit down. Come back. Trade around some spots. Trade off jobs.
Yeah.
Let's spread this out a little bit. So let's spread out. Let's spread out a little bit. So, Jaden, can you give me a little extra rope so I can spread them out? There you go. Try your hardest to keep it steady. You look like you're really having to work pretty hard over there.
Oh my god.
Jaden doesn't look like he's pulling hard.
Yeah, Jaden doesn't look like he's having to work hard, but Jael looked like he was having to work really hard. Thank you. Thank you. You can have a seat. Okay. So I'm gonna give you can choose up some teams of 3, but before you start moving around, here's what I want you to be thinking about while you're doing this. I'm gonna give every group of 3 a set of 2 sticks and a rope. Okay, so I need your attention. I know you're all excited about getting up to try this, but I need you to listen first. Okay? I have some questions at the bottom of the page, but basically what I want you to think about is, we started talking about it a little bit. I want you to think about like who's having to pull really hard and who's kind of getting an easier job of pulling in these systems. And I want you to trade around just like they did so that everybody does every job. So that you can talk to each other about like, well, when I'm here I have to pull really hard, but when I'm here I don't have to pull so hard. Then on Saturday what we're going to start trying to figure out is why is that? Like why would it be possible that Jaden didn't have to pull very hard at the end, but Jael was getting like pulled all the way across the floor?
But I was like,
Okay, so we're going to try to start figuring out the forces inside of this system that make it possible. Okay, so pick your group of 3 and then I'll come around and give you sticks and ropes.
I call them just one. Stacked together.
There's only one loop. You need help getting your rope adjusted?
How many like? I pull first. No,
How many what?
How many?
Oh, good. Are you man enough, Bradley? Do you have the muscles to do it? Because I'm not moving anywhere.
Your hands are moving.
Bradley, you're moving your feet.
Go, Shauna, go.
You can do that with my hair.
Ready?
All right. You want to trade spots? Yeah. Okay. Okay, go Liliana.
Ready, baby? Ready? Just trying to
Decide. What about this one? Not as hard as this one?
Yeah.
And then when you're the puller, do you feel like you have to do a lot of work to be able to move her?
Not that much.
So you all agree that this one is the one where you have to like hold it the hardest, but that the puller doesn't have to work very hard. You don't have to work very hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now your next job is to start trying to figure out why that is. Like what's going on with the ropes that might make it be that way. So talk to each other about it. Like why would it be?
Maybe it's because like this side is like on the same side of the pillar, so this one doesn't have anything to back it.
So wait, so you're saying maybe it's because Juliana and the puller are facing the same way? Say more about that.
Like Amy's a villain or something to like Liliana's had to back it up. There's a force and it's not even because there's no one in this side. And then this is the thing that gets the rope first, so it's gonna be harder for it to start getting the easy job.
What's the easy job?
Pulling.
Pulling. Your job right now is the easiest of all the jobs?
Yeah, pretty much. Like this is the one that gets to the rope first, so it's gonna be harder for it to stay still. It's the first one.
Oh, so you're saying that since this one gets the first pull and it touches this stick first, that's why this person is getting pulled the hardest? So you're saying like this piece of rope is pulling the hardest? Is that what you're saying? So are you saying that this piece of rope is pulling harder than this piece of rope?
Doing it on the other side. What do you mean on the other side? Like the puller on this side.
So you're saying like one more loop?
Yeah.
You're saying one more loop and then have you go stand behind Shauna? Okay, let's try it. So then Liliana, what would you say for your theory? If this is the rope she's pulling, who's going to get pulled the hardest now? You think you will? Okay, let's spread them out a little bit. So get right behind Shauna, like in a direct line behind Shauna. Okay, so in Liliana's theory, you're saying that you're going to get pulled really hard now? And you're still saying that the explanation is because this rope is the strong rope?
Yeah, and it has more direct
Okay,
force.
let's see. What do you think? Pretty strong?
Yeah. Well, like if the ropes would be able to still, it'd be easier for me to move because these are like
What do you mean still? You mean like if they had little tracks?
yeah. Because then they get like all together and it doesn't work.
Yeah, because it's hard because it makes your hands go like that. So, what do you guys think about Liliana's theory that this rope is stronger than any of the other ropes?
Yeah.
You think that this one, that whatever rope is directly attached to Amy's hands, you're saying that that rope is
Like
stronger?
it gets the force of Amy's pulling before all of these.
Okay, what if there were no loops at all? What if it was just like this?
Well, that would be like hard.
So you're, now it's like tug of war, right? Like you're pulling and it's kind of equal?
Yeah, but she would win if there was tug of war because she's the one that's pulling it.
You're pulling it too.
Well, I'm pulling this, but it's not the rope.
What if it was just like that?
Then it wouldn't matter if who pulls harder.
Okay, so then why does looping it around the two sticks change it? Like why does this all of a sudden different than tug of war?
It like goes somewhere and it has to go in like a circular motion, whereas like the tug of war is just like that.
So what does the circular motion have to do with it?
It has yeah.
Why would that make the forces any different?
Because it like rubs against these, so it makes it go here.
But shouldn't that make it less if it rubs?
That's what.
Less force. Because of the friction. So why does she have more force?
She's the one that's producing the force.
Yeah, but she was producing the force when it's just tug of war too. But so are you.
Yeah.
So why is this any different?
Because it's like unequal, like, because now like Amy's like the one pulling Liliana's just kind of like on the other side. She doesn't have as much control as Amy does.
Okay. So on Saturday, what we're going to start working on is trying to figure out if there's a way that we could measure Liliana's theory. See if this rope really is somehow stronger than the other ropes. We're going to start trying to figure out if there's a way to determine like how much force is on each rope. Okay? There's probably time if you guys want to try one more time. If you want to wrap it a couple times, you can try one more pull if you want to before we have